Welcome in the mysterious world of Nagging Jack.
Hello, welcome into the mysterious world of Nagging Jack. This time I would like to nag about politicians. Politicians all over the world seem to me like they're doing the same thing. They just are there to fill their own pockets. I don't know if it's really true, but it seems to me like it is the truth. For example, we have politicians in Holland and they don't get a wage but a compensation for their work, and the compensation is about 7,500 euros a month. It's quite a lot of money. Some people are there over 17 years already, so they cashed about 1.7 million euros. And what they are doing is they are trying to rule this country, but I say, well, they're ruining it now. We have two parties ruining our country right now. It's a Democratic Party. I call them a party of thieves right now. And we have a social party, which I call a Asocial party. And why? Well, I read something about some people that can't pay the rent anymore and can't pay their health insurance. And how does it come? Because of what our government is doing. For example, we have the participation law. Well, if you are participating, for example, an elderly one is living with the son, and the son is taking care, participating for the elderly one can share the costs, is what the participation law says. So they're cutting the budget from the elderly one. Isn't that strange? So you are helping out your elderly because they are in need, and what the government is doing, they take money from you. There are other examples. For example, what's going on with our social rent? Well, what they did in the past years is they want to have more money because there's a shortage on their budget. So what they do is they have a law and they want money from the companies that are renting those social houses. What is expected to be happen? Well, the rent is raised. So now over about 3 years, the rent was raised about 1/3 of the price. And no wonder, I say, people can't pay their rent anymore because even social homings are too expensive. And there's one other example I would like to give you. Well, and that's about health insurance. Some years ago, the government decided that health insurance should be cheaper. And they said, well, when you leave it onto the market, there will be cheaper health insurance. But what happens? It doesn't become cheaper. No, we have to pay more. Some people even can't pay their health insurance anymore. And that's why I say, what's going on? And I keep nagging about it until you change it, because something should change. You should change those laws which aren't working. You suppose they work, but they're not. And we can see it in our world. So I would like to ask the politicians to change it, or otherwise go home and leave it on to someone who can change this. I know this nagging is not gonna work. But I hope that some politicians will realize that there's something that has to change. So don't fill your pockets, but be there for the people. That's what I would like to say. This is my vlog this time. I'd like to say until next time, nagging about probably health insurance because there's more going on. So see you next time in the mysterious world of Nagging Jack.